All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of the 12 days of command. And you are in for a treat today, you guys. We've got Monica Perry, who is the Market Center Tech Trainer out of the Greensboro and Winston Salem Market Center. She's a labs advisor. She is an absolute rock star. And she's going to be talking to you and going through some really, these are tips that I've never even seen before. I learn from her every single time that I have the opportunity to be with her. So she's going to be talking about email drip campaigns for 2022. So this is a class that you don't want to miss. And I'm so excited you guys are here. Really quickly, I'm Sydney Seymour. I'm the regional technology trainer. So excited to put this together for all of you guys. I'm going to drop in chat 2 things. One is a link to our regional YouTube channel where this recording, as well as all of the 12 days, will be viewable. So if you want to come back later and take a look at that. And then I will also drop a link to the regional Facebook page that has the full list of all of the workshops that we will have for the 12 days. The next one will be next Wednesday. So we won't have one Monday and Tuesday. Next Wednesday will be the next one, and that'll be all about holiday design. So you can get everything set for that. So with that, I'm going to give it over to you, Monica, and I'll be checking chat for questions, and go ahead.
Hey, Sydney, thank you so much and welcome everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the 12 days of command, day 3 in my Christmas wonderland behind me. Yes, I'm a Christmas junkie. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, and it's great that we're celebrating the holidays because what we are going to be talking about is a holiday plus smart plan for the 2022 season. So bear with me, I'm working on 2 screens. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise your digital hand or put those questions in the chat. If you don't know how to do either of those things, please feel free to just unmute yourself and I will be happy to answer your questions. So without further ado, before we get started, if you guys wouldn't mind, put in the chat what you're the most excited for this holiday season, whatever holiday that you celebrate. Is it the music? Is it the lights? Is it the food? So just for a little bit of fun. Yes, Kathleen, me too. Love the music. Gifts, yes. I love that, guys. Great. That is wonderful to see. Getting to see family from far away. Yes. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I am definitely a holiday junkie. If you cannot tell by my background, this is only one room too. So let's talk about smart plans and what they are. I'm going to go ahead and log into a command account here. Smart plans are a way to set up plans that you can automate. So they can be anywhere from 1 step to really multiple steps. There are a couple of rules and parameters, and you can really set these up to send out emails, send out text messages, task you to do things, remind you to do things, and a combination of all of those put together. And I have been teaching these since they came out. They've gotten a lot easier, plus the fact that we can now build smart plans and share them with you, which is exactly what I've done. So I know a lot of people used to use eEdge, and we had those drip campaigns for the whole year. So my content isn't that evergreen newsletter type content. Mine is holidays and special dates. Don't forget to set your clocks forward. Don't forget to set your clocks back. But I have some bonus content from a fellow MCTT and labs advisor in Utah named Kimber Walton that I will also be sharing with you. So if you put those 2 together, you get all the holidays and you get some evergreen newsletter type content that you can set your people up on and automate that so that you don't have to remember to do it each time. So once we log into command, I'm going to try to take this step by step for you guys. I've already created this smart plan. It had to be 5 steps long because of the rules and regulations around our smart plans. Each one can only be 90 days. And each one can only have so much content. So I really took the time to go through, count out the days, and I even created a spreadsheet. So we'll take a look at that. So what's contained in this smart plan? It starts January 1st. We've got Happy New Year, obviously. And then we've got a 16-day delay that takes us to a Martin Luther King Day email. Then it's Groundhog's Day tomorrow. Happy Valentine's Day. Daylight savings time. St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow. Don't forget to wear your green and that you don't need the luck to get me to work hard for you. Happy spring. Public service announcement for April Fool's Day, so you don't forget. Earth Day, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Father's Day, summer is here, 4th of July, and so on and so forth. So this takes you all the way through to the end of the year. Now, I did have to make 5. Yes, I'm happy to share this spreadsheet with you guys. I'm going to drop it in the chat a few times for you. Takes us all the way to December 16th, which is a general happy holidays email. I tried not to make this too specific. Obviously, if you celebrate other holidays, we can also build one-step smart plan. So if you wanted, for instance, an Easter email to go out, you can definitely create that and add it within your smart plans. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share this first. I'm going to grab a link just in case you guys don't use your KW email. I will change this to anybody with the link. And I'm going to drop this into the chat. And I know that Sydney will also be monitoring the chat for any questions. So there's that spreadsheet for you. And we're going to log into Command. I'm not logged into myself because I want to show you guys how to find this smart plan and add it to your library. Okay. So once you log into Command, you're going to come down to your 4th applet, which is your smart plans. If you ever forget what these are, guys, you can click on this white KW on the red background and pop these out so that you can remind yourself what each one of these icons stand for. You can also just hover when it is not expanded. I'm going to open up smart plans. And so if you've never created a smart plan, when you get here, you may see no smart plans in your library yet, and that's okay. The next step will be to go into the library. Here at the top, you have a tab to go into the library. Okay, so you will see that we have some featured smart plans here at the top that KWRI has chosen to feature for us. We have our OG original 10 Keller Williams smart plans that we got. So the biweekly neighborhood nurture, quarterly call, birthday, home anniversary, all those wonderful smart plans that are there for your use. I cannot speak highly enough of the monthly neighborhood nurture. That is a great 12 touches for your database every year. I've taught people to put me on those, and I still get them to this day. And some of those have been running for, 2 years now. So that's great touches. We have some top rated smart plans, and then what's new. Okay. So up at the top, we also have a search feature. So what you can do here is you can search by a smart plan name, if you heard of one. You can search by the author's name, or you can search by description. My name is Monica Perry. So if you come up here and click on author name and then type Monica Perry, then you're going to get any smart plan that I've published here. And so the ones that we are talking about today are the 2022 Holiday Plus smart plans. So like I mentioned, there are 5 because of the rules and parameters around this. I had to really break it down. So you will see part 4, part 5, part 3. They kind of published a little bit funnily when I did this. And then part 2 is up here. So what you're going to do once you find these smart plans is you are going to add them to your library. And in order to do this, you are going to click the Add Smart Plan button in the lower right corner of the smart plan that you want to add. So I'll go ahead and add part 1, and you're going to see it names it my whatever the smart plan is, because you are now taking it from the public library and adding it to your smart plan library. If you wanted to rename this at this point, you are more than welcome to do so. What I did in these is I did do start dates, so you know when these pieces start. So if you already have a really full database, you could set up all 5 for who is currently in your database to fire off for the year of 2022. You also do have the ability to link these. I thought about doing that for you guys, but the reason that I chose not to do that is you can only link 3 and publish them to the library, number 1. Number 2, if I add somebody to my database in March or June or July, I may not want to have all of those smart plans linked together. So this gives you a little bit more flexibility. You could choose to go through and link some of them together if you wanted to, but I chose to just keep them separate for you. So now we can click the download button.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
So will they start automatically on the 1st, or is it going to do what I accidentally did my head?
When you're going to start, thank you for that question, Robert. When you're going to start a smart plan, that's why I made sure to give you guys dates for these to start, because they are holiday based. You will want to start it on that date. So
you'll type in when you want it to start. You want it, because if you don't, it's going to start all 5 of these immediately.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct, Robert. So
thank you.
When you're adding people to the smart plan, it gives you a choice. Do you want to start them now, or do you want to start them on a specific date? So that's what you would do with these. Okay. So we've added, that's a great question. You guys keep those questions coming, please. So I'm going to add part 2. And part 3, part 4, and part 5. All right, so now that I have all of my pieces of my holiday smart plan for the year of 2022, I can go back to the My Smart Plans tab at the top, and you will see all of these have been added to my library. Okay. So let me expand one so you guys can take a look at what this looks like. So when you see this smart plan, you can come over to the right-hand side. You could choose to go ahead and add contacts to this from right here. You can also click the edit button. So I'm going to actually click this edit button and go into the smart plan so that you guys can see what it looks like. Here we go. So Happy New Year. Everybody loves emojis. So I do put a lot of emojis into the subject lines of these emails. They make them a little more eye-catching when you're in your inbox amongst many, many emails. So Keller Williams gave us a lot of content. For example, this Happy New Year email, I'm going to go ahead and click these 3 dots. These are design emails that I added, not just the basic emails. And so I'm going to go ahead and preview this design. So this design, I did not have to do anything to it. Keller Williams Realty International published this email for us. So it's there. It's hard to believe another year has gone by. And anything that you see down at the bottom, this is an account that doesn't have pictures. It's a test account. So if you are in your own account, you will actually see your picture and your information in this box when you're looking at a preview. But that is what this email looks like. And this is going to delay for 16 days. There's that delay. And then I did some research on when is the highest open rate for emails. And a lot of it was Tuesday. So a lot of holidays, I don't like to send an email on the actual holiday, because are we checking our emails on the holiday? Maybe you are, I am not. So I want to make sure to tell somebody to have a great whatever day, a couple of days in advance. So I did try to make quite a few of these land on a Tuesday, and you can see that in the spreadsheet. This has the full on dates, what day of the week it is, what day of the smart plan it is, etc., right here on to the side. So you can see that there. Okay. So we can go into this MLK Day. Now, this one was not part of what Keller Williams Realty had published for us. So I did actually create this content. I went in and got the graphic from our designs and put it up at the top. I did not put a logo on the graphic because everybody's going to have a different logo for your market center. And just gave a nice message, took this one into talking about the Y4C2Ts and how we can celebrate Martin Luther King Day, and ending with, if anybody you know is interested in buying, selling, or investing, or becoming an agent, I'm always here to help you. So you will see at the bottom of these emails, a lot of times I do ask for business, and then sometimes I don't, because we don't want to completely inundate people with the ask all the time. So I tried to kind of pick and choose when to add that to the bottom of the emails, but these emails are fully editable. So if there's something in one of these emails that you want to change, you do have the option to make those edits, okay? So Groundhog's Day tomorrow. This one's really cute. I'm going to open this one up. So tomorrow we find out what it will be in early spring or 6 more weeks of winter. Whatever Punxsutawney Phil has in store for us, one thing's for certain, you shouldn't wait another 6 weeks to list your home, right? So this one has the ask at the bottom. So I tried to give it a little mixture of things, and I had to get a little creative with some holidays because I never really thought about it. But towards the end of summer, we have none. So I had to go into like an international holidays calendar and find some fun ones that I could pop in there to keep the flow going. But I do have daylight savings time, and you will see each one has a maximum of 5 emails, and that's because that was the maximum of designed emails that I could put in. But nonetheless, once you have them in your library, let's take a look at how we can add people to them. So this one is the very first one. So from here, I can click add a contact at the top. This is not my favorite way to do it, and I am in this test account. Let me move into my own account so that where I have more contacts. Now that you guys have seen how to download these, what it looks like when you're trying to add a contact right from the Smart Plan. And again, it depends on how many people you have in your database. Get back into here, get back into part 1. I'm going to open this up. So when I'm in the edit, so when I've clicked the pen next to the Smart Plan, I do have the ability to add people at the top. But now that I have a bunch of people in here, you can see I have 1,300 contacts in here. I can only view 20 at a time. So I have to select all and then go forward, and then select all and then go forward. And it takes quite a bit of time. So that is definitely not my preferred way to add people, but it is available. So I wanted to make sure that you saw that. I'm going to save and back out. There is also the ability to add people from this view. You have the plus person button here, but you get that same 20 at a time selection, right? However, if I move into my contacts, remember I have 1,300 of them. Obviously, they would need to have an email in order to put them on an email campaign. But I'm currently looking at 1 through 50 of 1,300 contacts. I can actually click this, come down to 500 at a time. It takes it a minute to load when you're looking at 500. So I don't like to live there, but I do like to do it when I'm taking a bulk action. So now I'm looking at 500 contacts, right? I can come up into my upper left corner and click select all. So I've selected 500 contacts. You can see that right there. And then I can come to this bulk action feature and come down to add to Smart Plan. So I don't know about you, but if you have a whole lot of contacts, I would rather add 500 at a time in lieu of 20, right? So I can now say, okay, I want to start part 1. Robert, here's your tip. You don't want to start them all now because you want this Smart Plan to start on January 1. right? So I want to start them all on the following date. And I'm going to click on my calendar, move forward to January, which I cannot believe is so close, and pick January 1st. And then I would click confirm to fire off the smart plan. So I'm going to add myself so you can see the full way that this would work.
Monica, I have a question.
Please.
So could we go ahead and do it today and send it to ourselves just to see what it looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. You can. Just remember, it's got those delays. So you'll get that January 1st email, then you'll have the delay before the next email will come.
I have
Right.
another question.
Please.
So if you add your entire database to it, but some of your people might not have an email, it just won't send it to those people. It won't kick back the entire plan, right?
That's correct. It's just going to show
Okay.
you that, these 20 people aren't going to receive this because they don't have an email.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So I'm just going to add it just to myself so that you guys can see how this looks when you're actually doing it. Okay, so remember, you can do 500 at a time, but same premise. Check however many you have checked. And then we're going to click add to smart plan. I'm going to choose part 1. And I did put those start dates so that you can hover and see them right from here. Okay. So 1/1/2022. I'm going to click select. I'm going to start on the following date. 1/1/2022 is the date that I want. And I'm going to click confirm. It is going to remind me of the TCPA. Please don't contact people that have asked you not to contact them, but they will have the option to unsubscribe from these emails. So I can go ahead and click confirm. And there you go. It has been started. So then if I knew that I wanted this group of people to get the next one, I could come back down and add to the next smart plan, part 2. Remember, you can hover. This one starts on 3/16. So I'm going to click select, start on the following date, 3/16, confirm. I have to confirm TCPA one more time, confirm. And now that contact is going to get part 1 starting January 1, part 2 starting March 16th, right? And so you could go through and add all 5 if you wanted to. When I pop back into this contact, you're going to see that they are on 3 smart plans. So you'll have a track of which smart plans that they're on, right? And recently released in our report section, we can actually see who is opening our smart plan emails, which is a great benefit. So I can move into my reports applet. I can go to my emails tab, click on this. And if I want to see who is opening my different types of emails, I can see that from here. Okay. All right. So any questions on my smart plan? Because I know we're getting close to time and I want to make sure to show you Kimber's so that you have that in conjunction. Remember, mine is all holiday based. Don't forget to set your clocks forward, clocks backwards, a couple of fun holidays in there. I did do one that's the ask for the referral. I think that is in Q3. I've got Veterans Day in there, Labor Day, Memorial Day. Good. Awesome. Okay, so let's take a look at Kimber's. Kimber's goal was to make an evergreen smart plan that was more of a newsletter feel. So again, we come into our 4th applet, which is smart plans. We can move to the library. We can search by author name, and her name is Kimber Walton. Okay. I'm going to search for Kimber. And so here is her 36 touch smart plan that she has created. Now she did link all of hers together. So when you go to download Kimber's, it is going to show you that they are linked. And you will need, I've already downloaded this, but you'll need to download it. It will ask you to confirm that you're downloading a 3-part smart plan. Okay. I'll move back into my smart plan so that you can take a quick peek at what Kimber's looks like, and then we will open it up for questions. So here's part 1 of Kimber's, and I will let you take a look at this email. So it's a this month in real estate, 4 frequently asked buyer questions. So there's no, it's very evergreen, right? And like I said, she could only link 3, and they can only be 90 days apiece. So it's not the full year, but it's pretty close. So these are there for you as well. So if you haven't checked out that library and smart plans, take a chance to look around in there. If you're not a creator of smart plans, that's okay. We can now share. Rip off and duplicate is my favorite thing to do, because there's no reason to reinvent the wheel when somebody else has already done it. All right, so we've got 4 minutes left, so I wanted to open it up for any questions.
Monica, I have, just for clarity, I think a lot of people had some of the questions that I did, like Robert indicated, as long as we have an email address, that smart plan will go to those particular individuals, as long as we have the email address, correct?
That is correct, because my
Okay.
smart plan is only emails. Now, you can make smart plans that have text messages and other pieces, but this one in particular is just emails.
Okay. And I too, I'm like, rather be safe than sorry. I too want to see what's being sent out before it's actually sent out. So again, I think for clarity, you did say, for instance, that we put the date in there, for instance, to start today. That will allow us, like for example, I'll send it to myself so that I can actually see what is going out, and then I can actually start it for others January 1st. But I'm very cautious as to what is going out, and I want to make sure it looks okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend that, if you're going to use these, that you go through and look at the emails and make sure that you like the way that they look. Like I said, you can see them for yourself, and I will show you what that email looks like.
Okay.
Here's that Happy New Year email, and
Right.
it says, "Dear Monica," right? It goes through, and then it's branded to you at the bottom. So if
Okay.
you're not seeing your stuff here at the bottom, I'll touch on that really quickly. That is powered by your marketing profile. So to get there, you want to drop down in the upper right corner of Command, go to your settings. On the left-hand side, you're going to click on Connect Settings and your marketing profile. So you can see
Okay.
my headshots there. My Made Up Team logo is here, and all of my data. So if you're not seeing your data populate, this is where you need to come to make sure that it's complete.
Okay. And I'll probably need to reach out to my marketing center, because we're actually on a coaching team. So a lot of our smart plans are set up under our coaching team.
Yep. And
Okay.
they're welcome to add it to the team so that you guys can use it.
Okay. Thank you.
Great questions.
Monica, I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Number one, if we have a team and we load this in the team
Mhm.
account, it'll still go out to from the assigned agent, right?
In your smart plan settings, Amanda.
Yes.
That's where
Okay.
it will show, is it coming from the assignee or is it coming from the Rainmaker?
Okay. And then number two, let's say that we get everybody in our database. I just want to make sure that hypothetically I'm thinking right on this.
Sure.
Let's say we get everybody in our database on this smart plan, and then we, have somebody that we want to add February. We wouldn't go in and add them first quarter. We would wait. We would go in and add them to start
That one
second
that
quarter,
starts on
because
March
you can't do like midway or anything, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And that's why I publish them separately instead of linking them together, is when
Yeah, I love that.
people all year long, right?
Mhm.
Now, our hope is that eventually we'll have date-based smart plans. I
Yeah,
know
we
I've
will.
been requesting that, and then I will go through and set up a whole new one that says, this date, this one, this date, this one, and I'll make sure to
Gotcha.
let everybody know.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. Great questions, guys.
Hi,
Anybody?
Monica, quick question.
Yeah,
It may be a little off, but
that's okay.
the name up at the top on Command, my name is misspelled. Is there a way for me to go back in there and fix that? 'Cause they
Uh,
have my
you're
last name.
probably- If your name is misspelled up here in the upper right corner of command, Sydney, correct me if I'm wrong, they probably need to reach out to their MCA and ask them to change it in the actual Keller Williams Winmore system to make sure that that gets updated everywhere.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Monica, I have a question. I jumped in so super late on here, so I'm like just like coming in.
Sure.
I don't know though if it's kind of related to the lady that asked before about it going out to like with the realtors information. My question is with the smart plans, like who should, and with being on a team, like who should be the owner? Like should the team be the owner? Should the rainmaker be the owner? And what exactly does that affect in the smart plans?
Sure. So if you're on a team and you are the rainmaker, you have kind of control over how stuff is done on your team. If everything is run through your team and the contacts are run through your team side of command, then I would add the smart plans to the team side of command. And from that point, your admin can meet with your market center tech trainer, or I'm always happy to help as well. You can choose, do the emails come from the rainmaker or do they come from the agent?
See, that's what we want. If it's under the team, we still want it to come from the agent that's assigned to
Right.
it.
And so there is the choice. Does this come from the agent, from the rainmaker or the assignee? And so you just want to choose assignee for that one.
Okay, so should I get with Debbie to get with you on to make sure that our system's set up like this, or?
I'm always happy to help.
Okay, perfect. All right, awesome. Well, I will be in touch about that then, or Debbie will.
No worries.
Monica,
Yes.
are there any links like within any of the emails that you know of that we need to update?
I
Or
did.
they
I tried.
all
I
just-
did not do any links.
Okay.
The only thing I linked to was St. Patrick's Day. I linked to a recipe for slow cooker corned beef and cabbage, but
Okay.
I didn't put like any other links that you're going to have to go through and edit. I tried to keep this as simple as possible so that it was packaged up for you guys to just use.
Okay. And then second question, is there any way when we add somebody to our database that they would automatically be put on these two plans? Because I'm thinking everybody, we would want to put them on there.
Yeah, I mean, you can set up smart plan triggers by tag for right now. So
Okay.
if you added me to your database and you had the tag holiday 2022 was the trigger and you added that tag to me, then it would start me, but it would start me automatically. So I would say probably
Gotcha.
best practice to add in bulk, like I showed you, so that you can set the specific date.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Shannon? I think Shannon.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Your holiday campaigns, there's 5 of them in
That's
total,
correct.
correct? Okay,
That's correct.
thank you.
Absolutely. All good, guys? Awesome. Thank you all so much for being here. And please reach out if you have any questions. I hope this helps you guys with your holidays in 2022. I know that we all want to have a chance to reach out to everybody as much as possible. So hopefully this helps you guys out.
Thank you, Monica. This was awesome.
Thank you.
It was very informative
This
for
was
me,
so,
especially.
so good. Thank you so much.
I'm glad you recorded.
Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.
You too.